Hello everybody, my name is Ben Goldstein. I'm a teacher trainer and materials writer. I've written a number of different course books and methodology handbooks for Cambridge. That's my association with the press, and I travel around the world visiting colleges, universities, institutions, listening to teachers, observing them and getting feedback, and this really informs the work that I do. So it's great to be here at TISU, and thank you for the invitation, and hope we can collaborate more in the future.
Yes, good morning. My name's Karen Ryan. I'm an ELT consultant. I've been working with Cambridge University Press and Assessment for 5 years in the Gulf. And I'm now working in a more consultant role for Cambridge, and I've been involved in some course writing and some reviews, and now in some teacher training. Thanks first of all to the university for inviting Cambridge University Press and Assessment to be its partner in advancing the standards of English across the university. We're very honoured to be here, myself and Ben, this week to be representing Cambridge, and to have the opportunity to observe teachers from the major programmes of English and teaching English as a foreign language, and also the Edu Hub. And we've been here for 2 days.
That's right.
And we've been observing teachers, and we will continue to observe teachers this week. And this forms the beginning of a partnership of collaboration with the university. So this is like our baseline study where we can see where the teachers are now, and how Cambridge can support the university to achieve its ambitions to lead in Uzbekistan in the teaching of English at higher education. So we're delighted to be part of this partnership and to support the university in this endeavour. And maybe I'll pass on to Steve to talk about our experiences so far.
Yeah, and then in terms of the strengths, what we've observed, I think the Edu Hub is a very positive initiative. We can see there that the teachers are employing a kind of methodology which is close or closer to the Cambridge methodology, with a more personalised approach, a more communicative approach. And we feel that it's possible that the teachers in the Edu Hub can help the other teachers in the faculty to make their classes perhaps a bit more communicative. In terms of what we need to focus on in the faculty, in the English major, that's what the classes we've observed so far. We feel that, I'm sure you'd agree, Karen, that some of the classes do require more interaction. They need to be less teacher-led and more student-centered, and that does require teacher training and work on interaction patterns in the classroom management and things like that. But from the observations and from the feedback that I have certainly given to the teachers I've observed, they do appreciate that, and they do acknowledge the feedback and recognize that would be good to employ, and that would improve their classes. So they've received the feedback very well. I think they understand what they need to do. It's just a question of setting that in motion.
I mean, obviously, while we're doing the observations, we've had the opportunity to see a lot of the students on the Edu Hub programme, and also on the English majors. And I have to say that they are, that the students, I've found them to be extremely motivated, very attentive in class. I think they seem, they're very keen to learn, and very keen to contribute. The level seems quite varied in the class. So one of the great things about TISU's vision to open a Cambridge International School in Termez is that the students from the school, the international school, will be raising the standard of English and ensuring that the students are better prepared to start their academic studies at TISU after they have graduated from high school. So I think that's a fantastic initiative. And currently the students on the English program, as I say, I think they're very receptive to a more communicative style of teaching at the university. And many of the learning resources that Cambridge uses at higher education support both enhancing English language and academic skills, as well as life competencies. So really preparing graduates to be ready to enter to complete their studies, but also to enter the workforce when they graduate.
Yeah, I think that's important, that it's not just seeing English as a subject, as an academic subject, but excuse me, but also fostering those life competencies, things like critical thinking, those kind of life skills which are now form part and parcel of an English language program.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, in terms of the skills that teachers need to acquire to make their classes more communicative, I think, interpersonal skills, right, are very important. And the teacher needs to realize that they're not just the explainer, but also they can adopt the role of the facilitator or the motivator in class and give the students more agency. This is very, very important, because what we're seeing a little bit at the moment is the teacher kind of being the center of the focus of attention and the students taking a kind of secondary role. And in terms of methodology these days, it's very important in the language classroom, at least, to make the relationship between the student and the teacher a little bit more equitable, and give more responsibility to the student for their own learning. So I would say that's very important, along with this competency-based approach, which focuses on skills like collaboration, critical thinking, which, as Karen said, will be very important when the students leave and go into the workplace.
Yeah, so there has to be this shift from a more teacher-centered approach and unlearning of that, and that's what Cambridge will be supporting the university and the teachers to do, so that they, as Ben says, the learning is handed over to the students, and that means that they're actually working in collaborating in pairs and small groups, which is how these life competencies are the students can pick up these skills. They can learn to collaborate, they can engage more and develop these life competencies.
And they can learn from each other. So what we call peer learning and peer interaction. This is very important, because let's say the old school mentality is that the student thinks that they can only learn from the teacher, who is the kind of transmitter of information, the explainer. And the idea of making that relationship more equitable is that the students also feel that they can learn from one another. That's very, very important.
I mean, one of the benefits of the university's collaboration with Cambridge and its own vision for raising the standard of English among its students is that Cambridge has a range of assessments that are internationally benchmarked and standardized and are recognized internationally, both for further education, such as taking a master's degree, but also for recognized by employers the world around. So, as I understand it, TISU would like English majors to graduate with the equivalent of a C1 level of English, which is a very high level of English. It means that their graduates will be able to perform in the workplace at a very high level of English, and they will have a certificate from Cambridge, which will be something they can put into their CV, and employers will recognise that means that they have a very high level of English, and that will enable those students, those graduates, to really stand out in the future when they're looking for higher education, to take masters or to enter the workforce.